Okay, good everyone. Um, Today I want to teach us how to trade a trendy market and how to trade the support and the resistance of a trending market. That is, can also be called dynamic support and resistance. So there are various support and resistance level. There are various support and resistance level, but there are others that call this one I want to teach is called a trending market, how to draw trend line, or they call it dynamic. Some other people call it dynamic support and resistance. So a support and resistance level. What is support and resistance level? Support and resistance level is a place whereby market price respect is a spot whereby most market price respect. For example, let me look for one. I'll show you one. Look at this kind of place. This place is a support. This place is a support. So a support supposed to be tested in the minimum of 3 times, 3 times to 5 times. So you don't just trade because it tested twice. That can be called double top. That does not mean that it's a support. So it will be called support when it's tested at least 3 times. At least what? 3 times. So look at this one now. 1, 2, and this one. So in further study, you will discover that come to teach that support is not just a point. Sometimes support can be a zone, support zone. So this zone here is support zone, including this one here. It's a support zone, including this one here. It's a support zone. So this is support 1, 2, 3. So resistance, this resistance, he hit it here, came down, hit it here, came down, he went here, he broke it a little bit, came down, hit it again, and then he reversed, and he came here again, hit it, and finally he broke. So these are support and resistance patterns. So if you look like here now, here it will become a very nice example of support and resistance. Look at it. Look at it. Yeah, let me use this one. Let me use this one to illustrate something. So I want to illustrate here. It's not so accurate, but here acted as a support. It supported and it broke it down a little bit and it came down and it was still respecting it, this zone. And after then, when it broke the support, the previous support now become a resistance around here, but it's not too accurate for that. Look at it now. Look at it. Look at how I respected it. Look at it. So it was initially a resistance here, resistance, and it broke it, and that resistance became support. So whenever a resistance is broken, it becomes support. Whenever a support is broken, it tends to become a resistance. A simple principle. Wherever resistance is broken, becomes support. When support is broken, become resistance. Okay, this is a other block here, but we are not here for that today. So the major thing that we're doing today is to identify a trendy market, or to take a trendy trade, and to draw your trend line. So first of all, let me just fix the trend line. So if I want to fix a trend line now, fix a trend line for me here. Or not miss upwards. Okay, good. Make sure it touches majority of the top of the candle. So let's say this one is the upper trend line, and let's just take the lower trend line. Oh shit. Okay. Okay. So the lower trend line will be, oh Jesus. The lower trend line is around here, but basically if you want it to be more accurate, we bring it down a little bit so that we align accurately. So this is the upper trend, this is the lower trend. Act as a resistance, while this bottom trend act as support zone. So whenever you see a market like this and you have tested like 2 to 3 times, so you test it once, okay, let's say start from here, 1 2 3 4 5. Are you getting my point? So if I'm ready to take profit at this trend line, and if I take my buy here, I'm hoping to take my profit when it hits this trend line. And if I take my sell here, I will take my profit when it hits this trend line. And if I take another buy here, I will take my profit when it hits this trend line. So if I take a profit here and I discover that it came down and hit here and it went up and it could no previous trend line, this top, it came down again, it could not, then I will begin to consider that the trend is already becoming weakening and the trend will likely break. Are you getting my point? So this is one way to trade a trending market, or draw a trend line, or to trade what people call dynamic support and resistance. So this place, they can easily be called support and resistance or trend line. So for example, if you look at this place carefully now, you will discover that this place was acting, this one, it acted as a support to this straight vertical horizontal line that I drew here. But when it came down at this place, it was explaining as a resistance, but later it became support. When this bearish candle came down, it stopped here, and from here it took it back. So that is it. So previous resistance, previous support became resistance, then became support, the support again. So those are simple principles to trade support and resistance, and they are very more principle to know as regarding this. So if you are trading it, you just execute your trade on key support and resistance, and when you do it, you know you are good to go. For example, if I want to trade now, I would have trade here, look at it, 1 2 3. At this point here, when it broke it downward, it broke it upward, went up, tested. As it broke it downward, I would have entered, because previous support have been broken, and when it broken, it will come down all the way. When market break its support, most of the time it trends very well. So resistance, and later resistance became support. Are you getting it? Simple principle. So these are some simple principles in order to trade support and resistance. So we see more in our next class, but for now, simple principle of support and resistance. I don't want the video to be too long, so I will cut it short so that it can be easily understood. You can watch it easily, quickly, understand it very fast. So these are support and resistance. So God bless you.